DoorDash be in their little feelings. They get jealous when I be taking orders from other apps and putting them on pause, and they're tracking, because see, I'm at another restaurant, you know, because they have a tracking. They track you. You have to be followed to be on those apps. If you decline to be tracked or followed, then you can't be on the app. So you could put it to where only when you're using the app, but then they'll keep sending you messages, and they don't want it to operate that way. They want you to basically put that you'll allow yourself to be tracked. But movement, or whatever they call it, we like to know your movement to make the orders better. But they be in their feelings. They be jealous. Okay, so I dropped off that and it went pretty smooth. DoorDash be jealous when you are picking up an order from somewhere else. Well, then go on and send me a better order. Send me a better order. I'm not accepting garbage. And DoorDash they be in their feelings. They was in their feelings. I had my app paused while I was delivering this Grubhub, and you know, they got a little saddened by that, so they ended my dash. I still had about 18 minutes left on that, but it's okay, because they will need drivers soon, and as soon as they need drivers, it will allow me to dash now. But they have a tracking device. They're able to see where you are, and you know, I was on the app considered active, and they're able to see that I went to another restaurant. And you know, not that it's done all by a human, you know, it's all by their generated, I believe, by some kind of system wise, you know, computerized, but AI or whatever. But they were sad and they canceled my dash, but they weren't sending good orders in. Well, they did send that $6.50, and then I didn't accept it. So, but I was on another assignment, you know. I was on another assignment, and I'm gonna be faithful for who's paying me. And today, Grubhub is showing me some love today. As a matter of fact, all week, Grubhub has shown me love all week. So I gotta show them love back. And you know, I kept that order. I could have easily canceled it and accepted the DoorDash for the extra $1.50, but that made no sense. I would have had to leave the parking lot, get in the car, go over to Smoothie King, and perhaps possibly wait for that. That made no sense. So I kept the $1 less and continued on with the Grubhub. And that's how you do when you multi-app. Some people know how to stack those orders, and they'll pick up both. But you know, when I used to do that back in the day, it would Dash would give me a violation for it and say that they saw that I was going a different route and took longer and blah blah blah. So to me, it's not worth the violations. Maybe it's changed now, but I see a lot of people will still, they know how to multi-app where they stack orders from different apps. Like they'll pick up a Grubhub or pick up a Dash and pick up a Uber Eats and just have it all in their car and finagle the delivery. But yeah, I don't do all of that. That's a little too much for me. I stick with one and deliver one at a time, unless it's a stacked order from the same app. I'll stay on the same app and pause the other. Grubhub doesn't really well, it does not allow you to pause their app. They only give you a 10-minute pause, and that 10 minutes is if you've been active for 2 hours or longer. Once you're active on the app for 2 hours, it'll allow you 10 minutes every 2 hours, which is crazy to me. You can't even get gas in that time. I know one time I had went to get gas and put it on pause with the Grubhub, and it had started ringing before I could leave the gas station, and was sending me an order. And I'm like, dang, my 10 minutes was up like that. But you know, with Grubhub, you don't have to schedule yourself. So it's really silly that they have the 10-minute break time, because you're an independent contractor. If you got to do something or go home or run an errand or whatever you got to do, what do you mean I can't have a break for 10 minutes, you know? So I'll just turn the app off. I'll turn it off, and then I'll turn it back on when I'm ready to pick up an order, because they don't make you schedule yourself. You can pick up a block, meaning, you know, that's your assigned time, and perhaps maybe you get better orders like that. But if you just turn off the app because you just got to do something, and then you go to turn it back on in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours, or whatever, it always will allow you to Grubhub. Is that what you call it? but accept the order. So that's it. Let's see what else is lurking around the corner. Okay, so I just dropped off the Chinese food, and somebody got a camera in their window at the apartment place, but hey, whatever floats your boat. But I just dropped off the Chinese food. It was an easy drop off. In the process of picking it up, something came through from Smoothie King from Dash, paying $1 more, but I didn't accept it. I'm actually paused Dash and accepted and continued on with the Grubhub. It was the same amount of miles, but I had she was already bringing the food out. So that made no sense. I did pause the Dash. Sometimes it gets annoying to keep hearing that beep, 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 you know, ring, ring, ring while you're trying to deliver for another app. So that was an easy drop off. Didn't pay much, but it was very close. It was $5.75. It was very close. Nothing else was popping off. So I took that, and it keeps me in the zone. I'm still in the zone of restaurants all around me. There was a little shoe at the corner. I'm telling you, when you do these gigs, you just got to be on guard and alert. But there was a sneaker or a shoe or boot or whatever. I seen it poking out because the apartment was in the corner. I'm like, somebody standing there? We living in that day and time. I'm like, when I look down, I'm kind of looking like, look. You know, I don't want nobody jumping out. So, but anyway, they left their shoes outside and it was sticking right at the end of the corner. But why do people have children open the door? The little girl opened the door to get the food, and she may have been 8 or 9, maybe 8 or 9. I get the food for my uncle. But I'm just old school. I don't believe children should answer and open doors. I'm just really old school. Things have really changed. But yeah, last time a child accepted the food, they said they didn't get it. So, but anywho, was that drop off, and let's see what else comes about today. Right, who's hiding right here at the corner? So I really appreciate everyone who stays tuned and who's watching and following and subscribing to me. It really means a lot to me. I know some of the videos are long, and I appreciate it if you watch them to the end. I really thank you. You just watch them when you have time, you know, even if you have to pause the video. Sometimes I pause people's videos who are really long, and they'll be like, why did she come back and comment an hour and a half later after her first comment? And it's because I had it on pause. I may be doing a delivery or sitting and waiting, and there are no deliveries, and I'll start watching someone's video, and then I'll just come back to do an order, come back, rewatch it, leave it on pause. So, you know, so try to watch the video to the end. I would appreciate it. It helps my watch hours, and that's why I make them a little longer, because it just helps the watch hours. So I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Easy drop off, and they're doing construction, so I'm just waiting until he gives me the signal that I can turn. But that was an easy drop off, and I have a phobia of electric gates. So the homeowner and I laughed about it, and it's just a phobia that I have, you know. It's a phobia that I have, and the homeowner said, well, no, I saw you coming, so that's why I opened the gate. And when you leave, it's going to let you out. When you pull up, you know, the sensor will let you out. And I said, no, it's not that. It's, you know, making sure I can get out, that you won't keep me. But no, really, I do have a phobia of going to homes and delivering to homes that have an electric gate, because I feel like, just as a safety, you know, I just feel like they don't have to let you out if they don't want to. You could be trapped in. So the first thing I do when it's an electric gate is I look around and see if I could climb the fence. And her fence was a fence I would be able to climb. It was a picketed fence, probably about 3 feet tall. So I would have been able to climb. climb that. I mean, we all have phobias of something, right? I think. But mine is of electric fences. I don't like to be locked in anywhere and not being able to control that I can get out, if that makes sense. But it was a beautiful piece of property. Beautiful piece of property. It was just the electric fence. I was like, oh goodness, electric fence. So, but I had a home I went to one time that had an electric fence, and it was a huge piece of property. Huge. And something was wrong. I couldn't get out. It just would not. The door, and I guess they had to be home if they had ordered something, right? And I'm like, do I walk back to the house to tell them I can't get out? And it was a long walk to the house because it was a huge piece of property. They actually had a horse farm. And, what is it? Aquarium. But anyway, it was a horse and farm ranch. And the only reason why I wasn't really nervous was because they're like open to the public and everything like that. But this particular day, they ordered some food, but I could not get out of that gate. The gate only opened a little bit, but it wasn't enough for my car to squeeze through. I had to maneuver in all of the craziest ways to get out of that gate. And had I would have been in an SUV or some bigger vehicle, I would not have made it through. I don't know how they didn't see that or see me or know I was still on the property but anyway, I don't like delivering with electric gates. So let's see what else is out here this Friday morning. And you know, normally I like to do evenings. You guys know I like to do a lot of deliveries very early morning. Then I go back home and then I'll do some evenings. Now that it's getting dark later, I'll go do some dinner deliveries. But I also like to be with my family and be at home in the evening. So I'm trying to strategize and rework around that. I don't really want to be out late. I'd rather be home with hubby, my son, you know, just be home. So I'm coming out, I guess, more during the daytime opposed to in the evening. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, good morning. How are you? Good. Alrighty. You know, I always ask them, like, you sure the drink's in here? But they have a down packed.
Yeah, they've got it.
Pack it. It's like unbelievable.
I know. They've got it under control.
It's going 1.9 miles. 1.9 miles for $9. Was it $9.50 or $9? I need my Focus. I need some Focus vitamins. I'm out of them. I gotta order some. But yeah, this is 1.9 miles. It was either $9 or $9.50. So what's up with the $9, Grubhub? I'm not complaining, thank you. The low miles with the $9, I'm feeling it. Y'all paying more than Spark. Y'all want people to deliver 3 curbsides for $9 and $12 on Spark. But anyway, I got this Starbucks, and Starbucks is where it's at this morning. So whatever pays, I'm with it. This keeps me in the zone. 1.9. I'm staying on the same strip, and that's it. That is it. $9. $9.99. Listen, I don't have to shop. I'm on the same strip. Right, I'm only so far this month. Let's see, I did 1, 2, I think I did 3 or 4 offers, but I've only, so let's see, I think I made like $27 so far, but I've only driven like a total of 13 miles, I think 14 miles. You know what I'm saying? 14 miles is nothing. That's nothing. Think about it. 14 miles is nothing. So anyway, it's a beautiful day in the morning. It's a few dollars, y'all, but listen, every dollar adds up. Yes, it does. Starbucks seems to be the place this morning. Didn't I tell y'all before that it seemed like everything was $9? Well, that's what it appears to be today, because this is another $9 one. So this is $9 on 3.8 miles again. So I think it was, actually, you know what? This one was 2.8, I believe. 2.8. Yeah, $9. So thank you, Grubhub. We hubbing it today. Okay, so I picked up the Starbucks. It was ready. It was sitting on the counter. You know, they started where they bag up and put the drinks inside of their bags now, like McDonald's does. So they just bag it up very neatly. It makes you wonder if the drink is really inside, you know, but you can't open it. It's stapled up, but she said the drink was inside. Grubhub, the app wants you to check that you have the drink, and, you know, you have to check it because you can't go to the next step, but I don't really know if it's in the bag, you know. She said it was, so, you know. But they have a science where they know how to bag it up, and once they bag it up, it doesn't feel like there's a drink inside. They have a way of packing it in there, and a special cup holder they put inside of it. So, awesome packaging, Starbucks. And we're going to deliver this 3.8 miles, $9 this morning. So this is the second one. I'm telling you, Grubhub has really, this whole week, I've been really, most of my orders accepted have been Grubhub. So, and it's strange that yesterday their orders were all $9, $9. Then I had one that was 11 and change. This morning, this is the second one, I think, for $9. And, or maybe the other one might have been a Dash. I can't remember if this is my first Grubhub this morning, but I am multi-apping. I have both apps on, 3 apps on today, Spark, DoorDash, and as well as Grubhub. So whatever can give us the money, because that's what I'm out here for, to get money, not to favor one app or the other, but for whoever comes through with a decent amount of mileage and money. So, in Starbucks, the man had the dog. I don't know if I caught it on camera or not. If so, it's in there. If not, but he had the dog. And come for me in the comments if you want. I don't care. I don't think Starbucks is a place to bring your dog inside. I mean, the man went in there to get his drink and stuff and leave. Why couldn't the dog sit in the car in the truck for 5 minutes and crack the windows? It's early in the morning. Like I said, it's only 47 degrees. I don't get it. And that was a big dog. It was a big dog. I don't know the breed, but it was a big dog. He had a nice big old pickup truck. He had an F-150 and everything. And I don't get, it's like it's an attention thing. I don't get that to me. Like, that's a place of food where people eat and sit down and have their drinks. And, you know, why are you bringing a dog in Starbucks? I don't think it was one of those I need a friend or I need sympathy, what do you call it, type dogs, like, you know, that you use because they're helping to heal you or something like that, or wasn't a medical condition. But anyway, come for me, that is my opinion. But a Starbucks, like, no, come on, you know, just attention. That man was seeking attention. But anyway, so let me go to finish this driving and commute.